Warning, this content is not to be taken seriously. It's just a joke. Please enjoy.
Trump is done. Joe Biden's town hall is...
President heading to Florida and Georgia today. Joe Biden will be heading to Michigan.
Well, good evening once again. Day 1364 of the Trump administration. 20 days remain now until Election Day.
Enough! WhodatNation, what it do? Today we're on another reaction video, and we're reacting to Trump versus Biden, the town hall that just took place last night. And if you're wondering why I look like I'm taking your order through a drive-thru, welcome to Burger World. How may I take your order? Or a telecommunicator. Hello, we're calling you on behalf of the Joe Biden campaign trail. We just was wanting to see, have you already voted? Now, this content is not being produced for me to sway you in one way or another when it comes to voting. It's more so for me to just discuss what I noticed in the town halls yesterday. The moderators. So the first thing I noticed different right off the bat was the night and day difference between the moderators. George Stephanopoulos with the much more heavenly approach.
Were jailed for minor drug crimes after the
Exactly right.
Was it a mistake to support it?
Yes, it was. But here...
Before you go to the future, can I follow up on looking backward just a little bit? You did have an...
And then there was Savannah Guthrie with a much more stern approach.
Debate between Donald Trump and Joe Biden, but after the president contracted COVID, the debate commission announced it would have to be a virtual debate because of health concerns. The president then said he would not participate in a virtual debate. At that point, Joe Biden scheduled a town hall tonight in Pennsylvania on another network, and now the president is doing the same, wearing a mask. But you know, Chris Christie, he was part of your debate prep. Yeah. He was, I believe, at that event. He came out tonight. He was sick, very sick. He was in the hospital for about a week. He came out tonight and said, I was wrong not to wear a mask.
Now, once again, not trying to make nobody pick no sides. Hell nah, I'm not. But anybody can see that the agenda was for Biden to have a layup and for Trump to shoot a brick.
Green for three! Off the mark, no good!
And the candidates themselves, they're shooting themselves in the foot.
Oh, Mr. Funny Guy.
They're shooting themselves.
Come on, spit it
They're
out.
shooting themselves in the foot more than fat people trying to get discharged from the army.
It's about time.
That wasn't good.
Just move on. Just move on.
All right, let's just move on.
All the time, but I can tell you this: after the debate, like I guess a day or so, I think it was Thursday evening, maybe even late Thursday evening, I tested positive. That's when I first found out about it.
Back to the debate, because the debate commission's rules, it was the honor system, would be that you would come with a negative test. You say you don't know if you got a test on the day of the debate?
I have no problem. Again, the doctors do it. I don't ask them. I test all the time, and
Did you take a test, though, on the day of the debate?
You know, if you ask the doctor, they'll give you a perfect answer. But they take a test, and I leave, and I go about my business.
Did you take a test on the day of the debate, I guess, is the bottom line?
I probably did, and I took a test the day before and the day before, and I was always in great shape. And I was in great shape for the debate. And it was only after the debate, like...
2, 3! Oh, damn it! Oh, my God, that hurts!
Prejudice against minorities. Where do you stand today on that?
Well, first of all, things have changed drastically. That crime bill went and voted. The Black Caucus voted for it. Every black mayor supported it across the board. And it didn't. The crime bill itself did not have mandatory sentences except for two things. It had 3 strikes and you're out, which
People were jailed for minor drug crimes after the
Exactly right.
Was it a mistake to support it?
Yes, it was. But here's where the mistake came. The mistake came in the criminal justice system at the federal level. If you're a black man, it's the first time you committed robbery. How long would you go to jail on average? If you're a white man, how long? Black man would go to jail on average 13 years. White man, 2 years. I go down the list of every single crime. So we set up a...
Another thing I noticed was, how come some people that was there at Trump's, how come some of those people read really detailed messages and they struggled to read those questions? I mean, those questions to President Trump.
She's registered as an independent. Jacqueline, what's your question for the president? And hold the mic up close and take off your mic because it's hard to hear out here.
Good evening.
How are you?
Welcome to Miami.
Welcome to Miami.
Thank you very much. It's beautiful.
Mr. President, if you knew COVID-19, as you told Bob Woodward in February...
As what?
As you told Bob Woodward in February, was airborne and deadlier than the flu, why did you only put in place a travel ban from China and not put in place other measures mitigating the spread of COVID-19, potentially saving tens of thousands of American lives?
Well, I did put it in very early, as you know.
And then how come some of those people have long, detailed questions, like without having to even read off of a card? How did that work?
She voted for Clinton in 2016, but recently changed her registration from Democrat to independent. She says she's truly undecided. Her name's Becky Lightman. Hello, Becky. What's your question?
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Nice to see you. Thank you.
Good to see you. So, corporate tax rates are a hot button issue, and you have cut corporate tax rates, and your opponent Joe Biden is planning to raise them.
Right.
A lot of Americans think that corporations don't pay their share of taxes and want to see those tax rates increase. Right. What do you say to those Americans to maybe tell them why you want the corporate tax rate lower and why that helps them?
It's a great question. We've created more jobs.
Just something to think about. And my question for Biden's town hall meeting is, how come they even let people ask him questions? Because he takes like 15 minutes just to answer one question. And by the time he gets to the end of that, everybody in the room is confused.
Don't jump, Cedric. You look like you're way up there.
I'll be okay. Thank you, George. And good evening, former Vice President Biden. Many people believe that the true swing demographic in this election will be black voters under the age of 30. Not because they'll be voting for Trump, but because they won't vote at all. I myself have had this exact same conflict. So my question for you then is, besides you ain't black, what do you have to say to young black voters who see voting for you as further participation in a system that continually fails to protect them?
I was just saying, do you hear what you needed to hear?
I think so.
Okay.
Well, there's a lot more if you want to, if you get...
Just something to think about. So another thing I noticed was this black lady that was in the background of Trump. Every time Trump spoke, she nodded her head yes. And every time Guthrie spoke, she shook her head no.
Disavow QAnon in its entirety?
I know nothing about QAnon.
I just told you.
I know very little. You told me, but what you tell me doesn't necessarily make it fact. I hate to say that. I know nothing about it. I do know they are very much against, and always, under all circumstances, we are going to protect the Republicans. And I mean, maybe I changed the party a lot over the last 3 years, but we will protect people with pre-existing conditions. And Savannah, what I want to do, get rid of the terrible...
Yes, Trump. Yes, Trump. Now, not trying to get too deep on you guys right here, but to the the powers that be, the people that think they know what us regular folk is thinking, could y'all please come up with some better ways to subtly convince us that Trump knows what he's talking about? Because that doesn't convince us. I guess they want you to sit somewhere like, you know what? That motherfucking Trump right. Glad he with the black folk, nigga. Fuck out of here. And alright, if you made it to this part of the video, then this is the end. Yep. I appreciate that. If it's your first time rocking with your boy WhodatNation, go ahead and hit the like and the subscribe button. Comment down below if you got anything to say. Let me know. Good or bad, I take it all with a grain of salt. I play video games. I react to anything. So make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe button. That way you can come back for more great content. To the end, WhodatNation, I'm out. But one more question before we get out of here. Bro. Where do y'all think we going as a nation? Let me know that down in the comments. Till next time, I'm out.